Namaste everyone and good morning. As per your request, we're going to be doing a short sunrise flow. So I want you to listen to your body today and take it gently, especially at the beginning of any exercise or pose. Remember that your body today might not be the same as it was yesterday. And Milky here might be joining us for some of the class. So let's start with our legs a bit wider than the hips. And we're going to bring our palms together. Allow the elbows and the shoulders and the hands to be nice and soft. And we're going to start with closing the eyes. Drawing our awareness to begin with to our breath. Breathing in deeply through the nose and really feeling the belly and the chest expand. And as you exhale, drawing the belly all the way back to the spine and up. And again, big inhale, really filling the chest and the belly. And exhale, engaging those core muscles, drawing the navel all the way back to the spine and up. And again, keep on breathing deeply, really connecting with your breath. We want to make this practice this morning a moving meditation. So anytime you get distracted by any thought or anything around you, just mindfully and actively drawing that awareness back to your breathing and to any sensations in the body, really connecting, feeling the different parts of the body in each pose and movement that you're working. Making this your own mindful moving meditation. One more big inhale. As we exhale, we're going to release the arms by our side. As we inhale, we're going to stretch them all the way up. See if the palms can come together today. Perhaps they're a little bit apart. That's absolutely fine. We exhale now, we're going to circle our wrists in one direction, coming all the way down. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Inhale, stretching the fingers out and all the way up again, reaching up, and on the exhale in the other direction, circling those wrists. We're going to be opening up all the major muscle groups and joints in this practice. Inhale, stretching up once more, interlacing the thumbs and purling those fingertips upwards. We're going to let the head just drop back here. Just breathe into this pose, feeling the stretch through the front of the throat, the neck, all the way up through the side of the body. And on the next exhale, gently releasing the fingers out to the side and into us. And now we're going to drop the chin down to the chest and gently begin pulling those fingers down towards the floor, feeling the shoulder blades draw in towards one another. Nice open chest. Drawing the chin that little bit closer in towards the chest. And then gently releasing the shoulders, a bit of a roll. And then we're going to take the arms up and out. Lovely. Feel your feet growing roots into the mat. We're going to take the hands as far behind us as we can. Nice open chest. And look to the right, giving the neck a nice stretch. Opening up the sternocleidomastoid muscle there. One more big inhale. And then exhale, bringing the palms together at the front, crossing the right arm over the left. And hugging yourself tightly, dropping the chin once again. Try to draw those fingertips a little bit closer to one another behind you. Breathe into the stretch through the top of the back and into the neck. On the next inhale, opening those arms nice and wide once again, looking towards the left fingertips now. legs engaged. Nice big inhale. And on the exhale, this time crossing the left arm over the right, hugging yourself and drawing the chin down towards the chest, working those fingertips towards one another behind you. And gently release the arms back down. Lovely. Let's bring the feet a little bit closer together, just underneath the hips. Feel those roots growing down from the feet into the mat. And we're going to do a side stretch, dropping the right arm down the body and taking the left one all the way over. Let the neck completely relax here. Drawing those fingertips, the right hand down the leg. Engage the left arm now and hand and pull those fingertips to the side wall. Breathe into that stretch. Use an inhale to bring yourself back up and gently to the other side. Remember that different sides might feel differently to one another, so never push yourself. Listen to your body as you draw those left fingertips down and the right fingertips all the way engaged to the side wall, feeling that stretch through the right side of the body. Lovely. And inhale, gently come up. Lovely. We're going to leave the feet under the hips and we're going to raise the arms up as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, we're going to bend the knees and drop down like we're in a chair. Now here, very important is that we don't stick our bottom out. We want to engage the core muscles by tucking the tailbone under, lengthening through the lumbar spine or the lower back. One more breath here, lowering those knees as much as you can, lifting the fingertips. And then we're going to gently fold all the way over. Keep the knees nice and soft, little bend. And we're going to take hold of each opposite elbow and just gently sway from side to side. As you're coming forwards, just feeling yourself drop down that little bit further. Getting a nice stretch through the lower back. Relax the head completely. Taking it a bit further now. As we stretch over to the left, we're going to take the right shoulder and elbow over to the left, opening the chest to the front. And then gently releasing over to the right with the left shoulder and elbow, opening the chest to the front. And then gently rolling up as you breathe in. Nice big breath. Releasing and rolling those shoulders out. Lovely. So at the front of the mat now, we're going to do a forward fold to get into our flow. We can have the feet a little bit apart for this if you like, or together. And let's just take a moment to really establish our standing pose here, engaging up through the legs, feeling the feet grounding down. And make sure you're not putting the weight a little bit further back on the heels or on the front of the feet, nice and equally grounding. Again, we want to engage the core muscles by tucking that tailbone down, lifting up through the front of the body, rolling out the shoulders. Lovely. Okay, let's inhale and raise the arms up. And exhale, keeping the legs straight here, flat back into a forward fold. Now, if the hands don't reach the floor with the legs straight, that's fine. We're better off keeping the legs straight and bringing the hands up onto the shins or even onto the thighs. You're better off being here, breathing deeply, than you are curling the back and drawing the nose towards the legs. And just giving yourself a few deep breaths. Feel free to do as much of this practice with the eyes closed if you like. We want to make sure that the hips stay over the heels. Neck is relaxed and we're just breathing into that stretch. We can feel it coming from the heels all the way up through the calves and the thighs. And then bending the knees if necessary to ground the hands under the shoulders. And we're going to step back with the right leg. Lovely. Keep the hands on the mat if you prefer for this high lunge. What's more important is that we're stretching that right heel to the back wall and feeling the left knee come forwards, keeping it 90 degrees over the heel. If you like, you can release the arms here. You can take them out or keep them under. Just make sure that you're breathing. Keep the neck relaxed throughout the practice. Keep your focus on your breath and where in the body you can feel these poses. Lovely. And from here, we're going to gently step back into a downward dog. So you can bend each knee to begin with here, just opening up through the backs of the legs. Make sure that the middle finger is facing forwards in line with the shoulders. Fingers are spread, and we're rolling those elbows outwards. So the pits of the elbows are facing to the front, getting a good stretch across the shoulders. Nice, strong, straight arms and spine. Lovely. Couple more breaths. Don't worry if the heels don't reach the floor. Lovely. And then on the other side, now we're going to step the right foot forwards, and we're going to do our lunge on the other side, stretching the left heel now all the way back. Feeling that stretch from the left heel all the way forwards into that right knee, releasing the arms if you like. And then gently releasing the hands down. And this time we're going to step back into our plank pose. So nice and strong, engaging those core muscles, waking them up. We want the shoulders directly over the wrists. Feet are a bit apart, and we're lifting the buttocks for a nice high lunge. Keep that neck relaxed. You can just shake it from side to side. And then we're going to drop all the way down. Knees first if you prefer. And we're going to take our hands a little bit further out to the edges of the mat. We're going to engage our buttocks. Big toes are coming in towards one another. And as we breathe in, we're going to raise ourselves up, engaging the buttocks. And as we breathe out, we're going to lower ourselves down. A few more times. Breathing in, we raise up. Make sure the elbows don't flay outwards. We want to keep them in line with the wrists. Exhaling to lower. And again, inhale like a wave. Opening up. You can look up a bit if you like. And out, coming down. And once more, breathing in to come up. And out. Lovely. And lifting upwards. We're going to draw the hands in line with the shoulders once again and find ourselves in our downward dog position. Just checking your alignment with the fingers. The heels need to be about 10 centimeters apart. Don't want them wider than the hips. Just breathing into your pose here. Now we're going to come into our warrior two pose. So we're going to step the right foot behind the right hand, and we're going to turn the left foot 90 degrees. What's very important here is we want to make sure that our heels are in line with one another, and that our right knee as we come up is directly over the heel. This is an external hip rotation. So we want to be nice and open with the chest and the hips facing to the side, and making sure that the knee doesn't fall inwards, keeping it in line with the foot. And we're going to raise the arms up here. Really feel the left little toe grounding into the mat, that energy coming all the way from it into that right knee. Make sure you haven't leaned forwards, that your shoulders stay directly over the hips. And we're going to drop the left hand now and curl the right one over the head. Find contact with the leg and the left hand so that we engage our core muscles and keep stable, keeping that right knee over the heel. Inhale to come up, and exhale, drop the right elbow onto the thigh and stretch the left arm over, opening the chest still to the front of the room or to the side, stretching those left fingers And then inhaling, we're going to come back up through Warrior Two. We're going to swivel the left heel to the back and we're going to windmill our arms down and gently take ourselves back into our downward dog position. At any point in your downward dog, if you need to bend each knee to just neutralize through the backs of the legs, then you can do so. Stretching now the left foot forwards behind the left hand, turning the right foot so that the heels are in line and the back foot is 90 degrees so that you can come up with the hips facing to the side wall. Left knee is over the heel, 90 degrees, and shoulders are over the hips. Keep the shoulders nice and soft, they're just here for alignment. Make sure that knee doesn't fall inwards, that it stays facing the front. Right little toe is grounding into the mat. The legs are going to stay like this for the next two poses as we take the right arm back. The left arm's going to curl. Feel the pose, keep that knee in position at the front. And then inhale coming up and exhale left elbow to thigh. And the right arm's going to stretch over, purling that right shoulder back so the chest is opening to the front. And inhaling, coming back up, turning the right heel to the back wall, windmilling the arms down and stepping back into our downward dog position. Lovely. Now from here, we're going to raise the right leg up into a three-legged dog as high as we can. Hold it here for a couple of breaths. Keep pushing back through the arms. Feel that extra stretch down through the left leg. We're opening up the hip here, working those core muscles. And then we're going to come into our pigeon pose. So we're going to bend the right knee into the chest, land it by the right wrist, and extend the left leg back. So the right foot has opened up, and we're sinking our hips downwards. We want the hips to stay level. We don't want them to sway from side to side. Nice and level. Check your back foot, make sure that it's in line with the hip. We're going to take a nice big inhale here, opening the chest. And as we exhale, we're going to walk ourselves forwards, keeping our shoulders in line with our hips and releasing down. And just release any tension through the thighs and the buttocks. With each breath, just allowing yourself to melt down that little bit further. One more deep breath. And then we want to use an inhale to walk ourselves back up. We're going to ground our hands in line with the shoulders. Left toes are going to curl under. And we're going to lift ourselves up into our downward dog. You might need to walk the feet a little bit further forwards here. Just give yourself a moment to establish your position. And then we're going to raise the left leg up into the air. Really push back through the arms, keeping them nice and straight. Feel the right heel reach that little bit further down towards the floor. Working those core muscles. On an exhale, we're going to draw the heel into the chest and just behind the left wrist. Extend that left leg behind and come up into our pigeon pose. And remember, it might be different on this side. So we're opening up the foot, letting the hips sink downwards. Give yourself a nice long inhale, opening the chest and looking up. And on the exhale, and releasing down into the mat, making sure the shoulders haven't veered off in either direction, that they stay in line with the hips as you let yourself melt, releasing any tension through the buttocks and the thighs. Breathe, releasing into it. It's a lovely hip opener, this pose. Remember to keep your focus mindfully returning to your breath and your body. If you get distracted, even perhaps by any of the noise around me. Using an inhale to walk, and we're we're going to gently slide that left knee back, coming into a tabletop position, and nice and slowly walk ourselves back up into a standing position. For those of you who get a bit dizzy in the morning, low blood sugar or low blood pressure, then just have the feet a little bit wider apart, bend the knees a bit, fix your eyes on a point as you inhale and come up halfway, exhale and inhale, coming all the way up, and that will help you not feel so dizzy. Okay, last few poses. Last one standing is our tree pose, or as I like to call it, the flower pose, because we're going to take our weight onto our right leg and we're going to open up the left knee like the leaf of a flower. So perhaps it's just off the floor today, perhaps a little bit further up the calf. Make sure that you're not resting on the knee, either below or above it, wherever comfortable today. Fixing your eyes on a point, we want a strong, active and engaged right leg and buttock. We're going to start with the hands pressing at the chest. This is going to engage our core muscles. Fix your eyes on a point, keep breathing, and if comfortable doing so, opening up those petals and taking the arms out. Lovely. Keep breathing when you're holding your pose. Feel that engagement with the right foot rooting down into the soil. Strong, straight stalk. Beautiful open leaf as you draw that left heel, knee back. And nice and gracefully, gently releasing back down. And feel free to give the legs a little bit of a shake or a bend to release any tension there. On the other side, taking the weight onto the left leg. Remember, it might be different on this side, so maybe you're feeling a bit easier or not to balance on this leg, or perhaps the knee and the hip are feeling a little bit more or less flexible. So wherever comfortable, most importantly is that we're rooting down through that left foot. Start with pressing the hands together to find your stability, your focal point for your eyes. Gauging through the left leg, you can open up your petals. Feel yourself growing tall through the crown of the head, rooting down through the left foot. Lovely. One more breath. And then gently releasing. Feel free to give them a bit of a shake or a bend. Okay, to come down onto the mat, we're going to do a few squats. So starting at the front of your mat, or actually just a couple of feet away, I think will be easier. We're going to have our feet hips width apart, facing forwards. Make sure that there isn't an ankle that's veered off. We're going to lift our arms up at shoulder height, and we're going to inhale and come up onto our toes. Now, leaning a little bit forwards here. As you exhale, we're going to squat down as far as you can. Lean a little bit forwards for balance here so you don't topple back. Inhale to come back up, either on your toes or on flat feet, and exhale to lower down. Feel the belly drawing into the spine. Inhaling to come up and exhaling to lower down. Lovely, really engaging those core muscles. Last time, inhale to come up and exhale, coming all the way down. And we're going to find ourselves in a seated position on the mat with the knees bent and the feet in front of us for our bridge pose. So let's come down into this, engaging our core muscles in a nice controlled way. So as we've just done, we're going to inhale and raise the arms up at shoulder height. Use the exhale to roll onto your back vertebra by vertebra, just to engage those core muscles and protect the back. Draw the heels in towards the buttocks, keeping the feet in line with the hips. And as you inhale, we're going to lift upwards, engaging the buttocks into our bridge pose. And as we exhale, we're going to slowly roll vertebra by vertebra back down, moving with your breath. Inhale, arms are relaxed, lifting the buttocks and squeezing. Exhale, release the spine and the butt back down. And again, pressing the feet into the mat as you lift. Make sure the knees haven't gone outwards or come in. They stay in line with the hips. Exhale, slowly roll down. Lovely. Last time, inhale, lifting even higher through the thighs and the chest. And exhale, gently releasing back down. Lovely. And now, if you don't have a cat on top of you, we're going to bend our knees all the way into the chest. And we're going to try, without using our arms, do if you have to, but we're going to try to rock ourselves up into a seated position for our last couple of poses. So first one is our boat pose. So we're going to take our weight onto our bottom, raise our knees up, and stretch the arms in front. Now what's very important here is that you're not resting on your tailbone where you can just sit forever, those fused bones at the bottom of your spine. You want to be sitting up on your sitting bones so you're at that wobbling place so that you're having to engage your core muscles to keep you nice and balanced. Finding a drishti point, keep drawing those knees in towards you. Feel yourself growing tall with a nice straight back. Make sure you're not hunching. Couple more breaths here. And then gently releasing the feet and coming into a cross-legged seated position. You gonna come and sit? Okay, let's finish off here with our twist pose. Always good to get a good twist in during the day. So let's inhale and raise the arms up. We always want to twist to the right first. So we're going to twist over to the right, taking the left hand onto the thigh or the top of the knee, and the right hand is going to come behind us. We want to draw that right hand as close into the spine as we can and use it to press down and lift up even taller through the crown of the head. Relax into the legs. Take a couple of deep breaths. This is a wonderful pose for stimulating the digestive system. Take it gently to begin with. Now with the next couple of exhales, see if just a millimeter you can twist that a little bit further. Neck can stay neutral, or you can look behind the right shoulder. On the next exhale, gently releasing back to the front for the other side. Inhale, raising the arms up this time, and exhale, twisting round to the left. Remember, they might be different, so take it gently. Right hand on the thigh and the left arm hugging the back if you can to keep it nice and straight, pressing down into it, growing tall through the crown of the head. Take the neck wherever comfortable and breathe deeply. Seeing if you can twist that millimeter further on your next exhale. Always twisting to the right first and then the left so that we stimulate to the natural direction of our digestive organs, starting with the ascending colon on the right side and then over to the descending colon on the left. Exhaling to gently release back to the front. Let's finish off putting our hands together at our heart, closing the eyes and taking 3 long deep breaths. Just drawing this practice to a close, giving our body a few breaths to just come back down to their natural rhythms and relax. One more deep inhale. Exhaling, drawing the belly all the way back. And then letting the hands release. Thank you for joining me. I wish you a wonderful rest of today. Namaste.